Summer is right around the corner, and let's be real, nobody wants to overpack or forget the essentials. So these travel picks are my ride or dies, and yes, they're all from Amazon, and I think you're really gonna love them. First up, this is like a mini safe to make sure I'm keeping track of my stuff. They have ones that kind of like go on hangers or something like that, very discreet safe. This is also just like a little lock box, so you can, you know, tie it to your beach chair, something like that. If maybe you want to run into in the ocean, but you forgot to take off your jewelry or something like that. I'm just always super paranoid about losing my stuff, and this gives me some peace of mind. But of course, you shouldn't travel with like your really nice jewelry. Get travel jewelry. I love to order travel jewelry off of Amazon. It's really, really easy. I like the brand Pavoy. They make really, really beautiful faux diamonds. And this video is right on time because I just got back from a trip to LA. It was a really fun brand shoot, and I think you'd love that video. So click here to go check out that vlog. But this is one thing I forgot, and I was so upset with myself. This is my portable charger. It does normal iPhone charging, and then it also has USB-C, so you can charge your computer, your devices, all of that. It holds such a good charge, and it does attach to your keys, and it comes in many different colors. I've told this story once, I'll tell it again. We were in the hospital for 4 days when we had the baby. This lasted me all 4 days. It even has an area to charge your Apple Watch if you're an Apple Watch user. You also need to travel with an electronics organizer. It doesn't matter if you're a creator or not, or photographer or whatever. You need some place to put your chargers, to put all of those things, because they can get lost in your bag, they can get wrapped around things, and they really easily fall out. This just keeps all of those items in the same place. You should not be traveling without an extra long charger. So this one I believe is 6 feet. It's a set of 2 fast chargers. I got these on Amazon, obviously. If you're staying somewhere older, maybe a cabin or something like that, the plugs are not conveniently located. In hotels now, they have like 50 million lights in there, so the plugs are used for something else. So if you need to plug in your phone really, really far away, this is gonna do the trip. I never, ever travel without one of these. And like, babe, we just went on a trip. Her phone was at 5% the entire time because she didn't pack one. Okay, because I hadn't made this video yet, so technically it's my fault. I also don't travel without AirPod Maxes. I know that they are really, really expensive, but this has been like the best purchase I've ever made for my business, but also like for travel, because they truly are noise canceling. I have normal AirPods, I can still hear the engine, okay? I don't like that. I like to forget them on a plane. I don't love planes that much. These are truly noise canceling. They hold a really good charge. They're not uncomfortable to sleep in. These really get me through. I think they're the best headphones on the planet. There is no doubt about it. And while lots of hotels have irons and steamers, they aren't always good and they're not always clean. So I like to travel with this one. This is my Nory Steamer. So it's a steamer and an iron. It doesn't take up too much space because of like this flat design. It takes up the same amount of space as a hair tool. I don't have any hair, so this is just kind of replacing my hair tool in my luggage. It also has like a decently long cord. So again, if the plugs aren't great in whatever hotel you're staying in, you don't need to worry about it. But this is a really, really fantastic addition. It makes sure all my clothes are really nice and beautiful, especially when I'm traveling for work, when I need to look prim and proper and I can't be covered in wrinkles. I also like to travel with AirTags. I put AirTags in all my luggage to make sure that if something gets lost, we can find it, because the airlines aren't always great at that. And I put them in these little AirTag holders. They look like credit cards. You press the AirTag into it and it just slides into your purse, your wallet, something like that. I also have these AirTag passport holders to make sure that I don't lose our passports. I am crazy about passports. I always want to know where my passport is. I'm so weird about it. I know, I even have like tape on them to identify all the different, whatever, okay? I travel safely, all right? And this passport holder is fantastic because you can ping it if you can't find it. And then you can be like, okay, here's my passport. I still have it. I didn't accidentally leave it in the safe. And yeah, we're talking cleanliness because traveling is fun, but it's also really dirty. So if you are traveling, you want to inspect that bed at whatever hotel or Airbnb you are staying at, because bed bugs are no joke. This spray is amazing. It just gives me peace of mind, and it's supposed to kill everything there. Spray everything down when you go into the hotel room. The rug, the bed, all of that, but definitely pull back those sheets and give everything a good look and a spray. And even if you don't want to bring this on the trip, at least spray your luggage down with this when you get back home, leave the luggage in the garage, and then bring it in after a few days. Next up, we have these Clorox to-go packs. I bring these with me everywhere, so if I'm peeing in an airport, if I'm peeing in a train station, if I'm going to the bathroom, anywhere, I'm going to bring these wipes to disinfect everything, to make sure the things that I'm touching aren't absolutely disgusting. I also wipe down my hotel room, my cruise room, whatever it is I'm doing, I wipe those things down. And I take it a step further. I know you're like, Kiva, are you okay? I'm not okay. I use this Lysol disinfectant spray. I spray down everything, the phone, the pens, the things that they give you in hotels. The people at the hotels, they're working them so hard, so they can't clean everything to tip-top shape. So these things give me peace of mind and make sure that I can really settle in wherever I'm traveling. Now this is a beauty item, but I think it's definitely an essential. This is the Diamond Dazzle stick. When you're traveling, you're putting on lotion, you're touching lots of grimy stuff, and you get stuck stuff in your diamonds. This Diamond Dazzle stick is gonna give you a good clean. All you do is you take off the top, you turn it so that the gel comes out. You can see the gel there, and you could just get into all the nooks and crannies of all of your jewelry. So it could work for rings, earrings, anything that you like to wear, then rinse it off, and it is good as new. It is like one of my beauty staples. I also love to travel with hand sanitizer. I think you guys could have guessed that, and I love Touchline hand sanitizer, don't get me wrong, but if you're traveling in close quarters with people, sometimes people don't like really heavily scented items. It can be a little bit too much, and Touchline is so heavily scented that they even came out with a perfume, okay? So I like to use this Noshinku. This is the bergamot. It is a very, very light scent. So it kind of reminds me of the Caudalie like face mist. That's kind of what it smells like. It's light, it's airy. It's not a perfume. It smells like elevated sunscreen, if you will. It's a hydrating hand sanitizer, so it doesn't smell just like alcohol, which I think could also be off-putting, but it also isn't going to bother your neighbors. So this I keep on hand, and I love how nice and sleek it is. It can really fit in your back pocket. It's not gonna take up too much space in your little bag. Speaking of travel bags, here's mine. It's by the brand Bag Smart. It comes in a set of 2. I've had these exact bags for 5 years. They've gone to Antarctica. They've gone to Bora Bora. They've gone all over this globe, but they're still in perfect condition. I can fit everything I need to survive in this bag. Truly, I almost never unpack it. I just had something spill in here, so I did unpack it. It's fantastic. You can see that barely takes up any space, but this is phenomenal for traveling. I live out of this bag. And as for what we're gonna put in this bag, I love to get like little minis of things, but some items they don't sell minis of, or it just isn't economical. So I like to use these Cadence travel containers. These are expensive. They're, I think, $160, something like that. Stupid expensive. But you're gonna use these for years and years and years and years. You can actually even take off the top and like label it and switch the tiles around. But this is what I use to travel. If I'm gone for, I think, fewer than 4 days, this is what I'm going to use. So it has like shampoo written here, but they come in so many different colors, and they are magnetic, so you can stack them on top of one another. They're not going to fall, and therefore they're not going to take up too much space in your luggage. For like weekend trips, short trips, these are great. Honestly, I will put everything in this, and then if I have a checked bag, that's where I'll put like the bigger items. But this is always going to get me through. It helps you kind of simplify packing, and they have all the labels for everything you need. So anything beyond that, I think to myself, Kiva, do you really need this? And chances are I don't. You will never catch me stepping foot outside of my house, let alone traveling, without this little container here. So this is a portable drug container. It comes with all the different labels so that you can label them, but I have all the drugs I need right here. You don't need 50 million pill bottles unless you like have an illness or you have like a drug that you need a prescription for to travel with, because TSA is like, what are you doing? Okay, but this is fantastic. Benadryl, omeprazole, it has like every drug in the world labeled there. And then I just have everything in here so that I have access to all my drugs. Like people, anytime anyone has a headache, I'm like, I'm here, and it makes for a really good maraca. Something else you should be traveling with is hand lotion, because no one wants to be ashy when they're flying, and flying can really dry you out. But in particular, something I always notice on myself and notice on other people is a crusty cuticle. I know. It's so judgmental. I don't care. This is the L'Occitane cuticle oil. It is going to freshen up those cuticles without staining your clothes. Whenever I go to the nail salon, I never, ever ask for cuticle oil because I feel like it stains all my stuff because it like drips down. This is not drip. It's going to refresh your cuticles, make you look nice. I'm gonna tell you a secret. In a pinch, I've used this as lotion when I like didn't have it with me. It's gonna get you nice and good. Now, if you're saying, Kiva, where am I supposed to carry all of these things? The things that are not liquids, how am I gonna carry them on the plane? Well, this is how you're going to carry them. This is my little travel makeup container. So you can see it has this diagonal zip. That's for a reason, because when you unzip it, you can splay it out and you have access to all of the containers without having to take everything out. So maybe you didn't bring your Clorox wipes because you didn't watch this video, you didn't subscribe, you didn't click all the links down in the description box. You're in trouble, okay? But you didn't have anything to clean everything, so you don't want to set your brushes out or anything like this. This is gonna splay open so you can see all of the compartments and have access to everything without having to take it out. This is fantastic, and it can fit just about everything I need and Babe needs when we travel. And obviously we travel together. Another travel must have for me is this luggage strap. So I have all black luggage. I feel like you can understand that. That's because black is one of my colors. So this is a pink luggage strap to make sure I know which luggage is mine versus someone else's when it's coming down the carousel or something like that. Because there was this one time my sister-in-law picked up someone else's luggage and there was this whole thing with TSA. Never again. Scariest moment of my life, okay? You cannot carry someone else's luggage through, okay? Okay. The end of that story. This is extreme, but I also travel with these portable toilet seat covers, you know, just to protect the seat. Of course you can hover, but some things you can't hover for. If like the airline is out of it or something like that, and you have to sit down and you will make sure it's clean, of course we can Lysol and all of that, but then your butt is covered in Lysol. These are really fantastic and they're flushable. You're not gonna ruin anybody's like system or anything like that. I also find airplanes to be really drying because obviously they are. I don't do a full skincare routine on a plane. I don't fly business enough for that. It's not really an economy activity in my opinion. You're too close to one another. But I do like to spray my face with this Caudalie Beauty Elixir. It just kind of freshens me up if I'm wearing makeup or I'm feeling dry. It really rehydrates my face and just helps me look better when I get off the plane. I also always travel with clean skin club towels because it helps me get all of that grime, debris, makeup off of my face. I also, like, if I forget a washcloth, which has happened historically, these have an exfoliating side, so you can also get your body really nice and clean, and they don't disintegrate in water. So you can actually get like a full body scrub out of one of these towels if you're in a pinch. And of course I do love my Ever Snug travel pillow. I don't take these on short trips, but if I'm traveling really far, like when we went to Antarctica, this really came in clutch because it's a blanket and it's a pillow, so it's going to keep you really nice and comfortable and warm if you do get cold on planes like I do. But that's it for today's video. Those are my Amazon travel essentials. I'm telling you, I do not travel anywhere without these items, and you shouldn't either, because they just allow you to feel comfortable and at home away from home. And I think that's very, very important so that you can truly enjoy and relax on your vacation. If you want to shop any of these Amazon travel finds I shared in today's video, just click the links down in my description box or head to my comments because I've pinned them all there. And you can also follow me over on Amazon for more exclusive deals and lists. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and until next time, have a beautiful day.